So the same architecture part, but we are going to get a little bit more deeper. And whenever I'm talking a little bit more deeper means the component wise, so far what we have gone through regarding or related the memory part along with few process and few data files. Now, right now, what we are going to have that few more data files and few more process along with few memory component that is not that much important, but still it's important. So in this, the main components are what happened? Okay. So run this side. Okay. So name wise we all know, and focus area will be just their functionality. Okay. So these area are this is SQL. Under that we have and the data file wise, three part we have mainly. Okay. Now, SQL, at least we can able to say few lines saying, okay, SQL is one of the memory component. It consists of two sub-component. One is called library cache. One is called a data dictionary cache. Library cache is going to have all the SQL related or SQL statement related code along with execution plan. So at least this two things. In library, in data dictionary cache, what we are going to have, in data dictionary cache, we are going to have all the metadata which is being used for the semantic check to start with. Along with that, all the information related to data dictionary. From here, it transfer whenever it needed. Okay. Now, in the database buffer cache, we have discussed saying select star from EMP. If we are giving this, so it will go through first the parsing phase, and after parsing, it will create the execution plan. Then after execution plan, the server process will check whatever object like EMP's value, what select statement or what the execution plan is just trying to execute. So that value is already available in this database buffer cache, yes or no. If not, what we assumed that this is already very first time, it will not be available. So what server process will do, it will come to the data file where all the physical that tables here EMP, that is going to be fetched from here and put it into this part, and from here, whichever client gave the request, okay, that response will come to this part. Okay, from here it will go, and ultimately we will be ending with getting all the output. Okay, so far in last session, this much we have discussed in 1 hour or 1.5 hours, whatever time we spend. This is the takeaway, or this is at least we should be comfortable with the statement what I made. So whatever statement I made, on basis of that, okay, so you should be visualize what we all are talking about. Okay, so we are all good with this and until this one, right, everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Whoever is left, yes, at least please say yes, sir. Otherwise, how come I know? Because otherwise, next day onwards, I will request you all to just switch on your video and do the class. Because these things are the day one only I told you guys that this is this day before yesterday. This is the main thing. Okay, and you have to just at least speak yes. And if not getting, just speak it saying no, sir, I'm not getting. I want more thing. Okay, so we are all clear with this, right? Until what we discussed.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so little bit speak up. I know maybe getting up in the morning and just doing class, but we all are doing for our sake, not for others, right? So be a little responsive in this, at least doing the session. Okay, now. Okay, so now more components are there. Okay, so the next page, what we are going to focus on, what is this? So name wise, we all are clear with what is this. Anybody can tell me? That means this is database buffer cache. This is
Redo log file.
redo log buffer, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, what is the use of redo log buffer? Okay, and before moving to this, let me tell you a few more things, very important thing about this component as well. Okay, because we have discussed only select statement, not DDL, DML, all those. That means mainly the DML part is one of the main key factors here. So here, this is important for understanding as well as the interview purpose. And what will we get once we will open this and we have the power to look into what it is, what will be there inside database buffer cache. Okay, so inside database buffer cache, this is database buffer, okay, buffer cache. And what exactly it is there, what we discussed, and this is, I'm assuming, in the bottom, that means in the town, here, the same n number of, these are the data files, what we have discussed. That means this part, I'm referring here, this one, okay, so this one. So data file. So what server process used to do, whichever, suppose in this case we have used EMP table. So EMP table is there somewhere in this location. Suppose I'm assuming this is the location. What exactly will be there in the database buffer cache? Simply, it will copy this area and paste it over here. So what I'm trying to tell you all, that if it is EMP table is there, all the data from physical file get copied over memory area or memory part or memory component saying database buffer cache. Now, this area is reserved for some time. Some rules are there. Some sort of locking is there. What locking I'm referring to? Nobody will able to use this area for some time. What some time, how long, that is the point. The point we will discuss in the much later part of the DBA. But here, this area got occupied. Now, question is, sir, how long it will occupy? Because we are having n number of these type of table. And what happened if a couple of table or 3-4 table got selected? So no space left here. So if the 5th table or 6th table or 8th table will come, where it will go? So definitely there is some process is there in place. Again, I'm repeating, some process is there or some algorithm is there given by Oracle. On the basis of that, out of this 4, it will edge out any one. And that which component will be edged out, for that there is an algorithm Oracle is using, in the famously or commonly known as LRU algorithm. Okay, least recent used. Okay, so this algorithm will decide now how this algorithm will use and not. That we will discuss on due course of time. But takeaways: some algorithm is being used, named as LRU algorithm, and on the basis of that rule, it will edge out. Suppose the 5th that object will come, so maybe the very first object will be edged out. It will go out from here. Out from here means what? Again, the whatever copy is there, it will be there in the physical location only. Now, so this is what I was discussing, the select. But what happened if somebody will do insert or update? If that kind of thing they will do, they will give, what will happen for that situation? Okay, so whenever, take example of update we are giving. So the physical table, what we have is EMP, same EMP table we are assuming, okay? And this EMP table, we are going to have only couple of columns. Just for our convenience, we are just making it 2 column only, okay? One is EID and one is name. And under that, we have only 3 to 4 rows, okay? Not more than that. Again, for our better understanding, ID is 1, name is A, 2, B, 3, C, 4, D. Now, what we want to do, I want to update this A to AAA. This is the value I want to update. That is employee ID 1, name should be updated, A to AAA. So what statement we will write? So we will write saying that update table name, update table EMP, okay, set name equal to AAA, where EID equal to 1, right? So what is happening the moment we will fire this command? Okay, what picture or what the sequence Oracle database will go through by this executing this simple single update statement? It will do the copy of the table. Table is what? EMP table, what we have assumed. Now, it will find out whether already this data is there in this buffer or database buffer cache or not. So already area is there, okay, because it's already, it got selected, so the area is already copied. What it will do, though we are updating this, right? So this is the picture, this is the situation, what we have inside the memory component known as database buffer cache. The moment we will hit enter, again it will go through that parsing process. Same way, same thing. Same here also, execution plan will be there. It will create execution plan for this also. It's not that it is going to create execution plan only for select. No, for all the statement, it will create it. Now, it will do update this with some new value. So what will happen again in this memory, whatever value is there, A, so instead of A, this AAA will be done. That means it will update A to AAA, and both the value, again I'm repeating, this is what we are saying is old value, right? Old value. And AAA is what? New value. So both the value will be there. And that is the reason, if you remember, we have discussed something and we are trying to relate how this thing is happening. And again, this is very, very important and very easy also. It's not that very tough. So let me, sorry. And just I'm referring to all of you. This is just try to visualize is what is happening, and okay. And I'm just showing it with the practical stuff also. And these are the learning will make you guys, or just you all will be going much more ahead with the crowd. So I'm just trying to make the same situation what I have given there. I'm creating one table, create table, test one. I'm giving EID, number type, and name, worker 2. And I'm inserting insert into values. I'm giving 1 A, same thing, 2, and 3. Now, what I'm doing here, I hope you all are getting my screen. If somebody is using cell phone, then might not, but
yes,
I would like to request all of you just please use your laptop. Now, here, see what I'm getting, select start from test 1. Now, what we are trying to, what statement we gave, update table set name equal to AAA, where EID equal to, now see, what we are getting here. And what we are getting here. That means same table, different value. How it is getting maintained, and that is the part, that is the point what I was mentioning here, that whenever we are giving update statement, both the value will be available. As we know that the value will come definitely from the memory component, and that memory component not from the physical file, never, ever. So both the value is available here, and on the basis of that, we will be getting these two different. Now, two new keyword we are going to listen here. Okay, and what those two new keyword, the block, that means this is the old block, and this particular value will be what changed. It's already there in the memory, not finalized yet. Not finalized yet means until unless we will not give commit, this value will be volatile. Volatile is not, the state is not fixed yet, but still it needed somewhere in the memory. Suppose this. So the area, this AAA is not yet permanent, or some other way around. The message what I wanted to give here is the value which is there in the memory and not saved yet into the physical file. So that memory area, okay, that memory area, which area? This area where this AAA is there. Definitely not that big, but just this is known as dirty buffer. Okay, this area is known as dirty buffer. Okay, dirty buffer. What is dirty buffer? The memory area, the value which is there in the memory but not saved permanently into the data file. That area is known as dirty buffer. Hope it is clear to all of you. Dirty buffer means the value which is there in the memory, not saved into the physical file. Now, the main question is, sir, when this value will be saved into the physical file or data file? What is the time? So question number one is, when dirty buffer will be a buffer I'm writing, okay? Dirty buffer will be written to data file. Okay, that is question number one. And the next question is, to understand to visualize the second question, let us first answer the first questions. Okay, so just try to visualize it, try to understand. This is the buffer, means this is the area, memory area. We all know all the value from thousands of tables what we have in database, all the value will not be occupied or will not be, it's not feasible to keep all the value, physical means tables value into the memory area. It is not possible. But some priority, something is there so that if the memory area will be full, it will stop working if the old stuff is not getting cleared. I'm repeating. What will happen? Suppose whatever area we are just getting little bit, these all are full. And again, some other user will try to do what? Update table, suppose EMP history, set this equal to this, where ID equal to this. So definitely it will just, and what we are assuming that EMP history is not already, it's not there in the memory. So first and foremost thing what the server process will do, it will take the data from the data file and put it into database buffer cache. But there is no vacancy, there is no space available. What server process will do? It will edge out something. So what's something? Definitely which is old. So which algorithm it is being used to just let it get out. What we discussed, something called LRU algorithm, least recent used algorithm. Okay, we don't know what exactly inside that LRU. It's very simple, but I'm not going to tell anything right now to avoid confusion. Okay, so that component, okay, will edged out. But what will happen for this database buffer, which is not saved yet permanently? So this AAA, what will happen to that AAA? Okay, so when this situation comes where no space left, I'm repeating, when the situation comes where no left means no space left into database buffer cache, like this situation, one process will be getting signaled, and on that time, whatever these dirty buffer, so-called we are saying dirty buffer, that will be written from memory to physical file. I'm repeating. One situations is there. What that situation? No space left into the buffer, database buffer cache. One process will write whichever is dirty into data file permanently. And once it is written, that space, that green area is free to be occupied by some needy session or needy process. And this way, the cycle will continue. The question is here. So technical term, what is the situation? Situation is when database buffer cache reaches their threshold. Threshold means what? No capacity left. Then database writer will write all these dirty buffer into data file. So here, one of the process, what you remember, we all remember that something was there called DB, W, R or N, I said, right? One process known as database writer, it will write all the dirty buffer into data file. So take away for last 10-minute discussion is, question is, what is dirty buffer? We should able to answer it. The data which is there in the memory, not available in our data file. So that's what we are, that dirty, the area, these kind of values there, that area is known as dirty buffer in the memory. From which memory area? We are having different memory component. Which memory component here we are referring to? Database buffer cache. So questions, answer, question, interview question. What is dirty buffer? Hope you will able to just reply this questions, answer. And next question, when the database buffers data will be written into data file? When the database buffers reaches threshold. Next, who will write data from database buffer cache to data file? Which process will write database buffers data? Whenever we are talking about buffers data, means definitely dirty buffer we are referring to. Dirty buffers data into data file. So which process will write? Database writer will write. Okay, so keyword wise, dirty buffer. And the second question is still remaining here. So before coming to that second question, are we clear with at least what is dirty buffer and when it will write and what is the functionality of database writer?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear to all of us?
Yes, sir.
Three questions. Database writer, when it will write, what is the use of database writer, and what is dirty buffer?
Yes, sir.
Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
I think voice I'm not getting, or you guys are not speaking. I'm not sure.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sagar, yes. Sangamitra, yes.
Yes, sir.
We all are good, right? Means at least because see, guys, these are the things we are not going to repeat anymore. And but this is very important. And the same thing I'm repeating maybe 4, 5, 6 times. Okay, just my intention is simple, that you should at least have one line answer, and the answer is online only. One line thing is there. And if this thing will clear whenever you will go through whichever Oracle document, the thing will be crystal clear. But if you will not understand this, because the answer or whatever this thing is available in our Google or the Oracle document, it's not that easy way. But if you will have this information, you will read it, it is going to be very, very, very much clear. Okay, now, next thing. Just a minute. Some pen is hanging, so. Okay. Now, when database buffer will write to this, so when it reaches a threshold. Now, one more thing here, and it's again very important. Okay, whatever images of this old one, okay, that is also not going to be here permanently. Okay, so the moment this update statement happened, copy of the old image. So which one is old image? This one. We already mentioned this is the old image. So copy of the old image will be stored into one type of data file or one type of file, Oracle file. What are the type of Oracle file, data file we have discussed? Can anyone share with me? One is something called system we discussed, right?
It's user data file and
System file. What else?
Sir, it's
Type
system
of
data
file we have discussed. Yeah, go ahead, please.
User data.
One more time, please. I think I have some problem here in the listening part. The speaker is not, I think, stuck in somewhere. So, can you please repeat one more?
Sir, I told that it's system data file and user data file.
System data file and
User data file.
user data. Yes, user data file. Very good.
User data file.
Yeah. So, two type was there. Other than that, did we discuss anything? Any other data file or any file, Oracle file? Yes, no.
Yes.
Sir, they want the parameter
Control
file.
file.
Last class.
Just give me 1 minute, okay? Let me join from another device because.
So we can't hear you.
Are you getting my voice now? All?
Yes, sir.
Good. Sorry about that sound part. And now let me know. I can. So. Yeah. So system and user. Other than that, anything we have gone through? Data file, any other file? Day one.
Parameter file, password file.
Yeah, password file is there. Definitely, password file we don't know right now. Password file.
Or else you can say that it's a sub parameter file.
Control file.
Control file.
Or type file, redo log file.
Yes, very good. Redo log file. Redo log file. So control file, redo log file. Any other thing?
Archive file.
Yeah. Archive log file. Okay. This much, right? Okay. Here in this, in the main data file part, few other files are there, and hope I have mentioned in past. If not, this is detail on the physical data file or Oracle file, system user, and one is there sysocs. One, so we are having different category. Okay, so what is the use of sysocs? That is to be, we have to be figure out what exactly. Different category of data being stored. Now, which category, sir? So whatever activity constantly 24/7 we are having in Oracle database, that is getting monitored, and the status of the database is being kept in some file. That will be very much necessary to do troubleshoot in case of any Oracle error or Oracle issues. And that information is used or stored in one file known as sysocs file. I'm repeating in one statement that sysocs file is going to have information about Oracle database internal activity related to any event, any issues that will help us to do troubleshooting in case of Oracle error. Okay, so in another way, non-technical way, just like when we are going through any type of that MRI of our body. So what MRI report says, each and every part, like what is going on in our body. Okay, so what is going on in our body, that part is being kept or reported in MRI report. So you can say that SysOx is the file where all the internal activity, health, everything, internal activity, mainly I'm referring here health. So everything is getting stored permanently. Who used to do it? Definitely not we. Internal Oracle server process. Okay, that process used to store those information automatically into this file called SysOx. We will discuss more in detail in coming days. But one liner, this is going to, this file is going to be used for storing or keeping all the health related information of our database. So you can make a note of last line. One liner, because these are the very basic. Okay. What is the use of SysOx file or SysOx tablespace? Both questions are same. Okay. So SysOx clear. We will able to just at least answer in one line.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes, no, everyone.
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Sir,
Other than that, few couple of more file is there in this category. One is known as undo data file, and another is known as temp data file. Now, here coming back to the position we started, the new value and old value. So here this old value, we all know in memory it is not going to be present forever. Because when the time comes, maybe after a minute or 2 or 10 minutes, this particular area will be edged out. But we need to keep this value so that it can be undo if somebody wants to do rollback. So we all know what is rollback, right?
yes.
Rollback.
Yes, sir.
Hope it's clear to all of us. Situation is like this only. See, I have kept this two window open for last 15-20 minutes. Suppose this is the live server, okay? So 15-20 minutes, what do you think? Nobody else will be working. Definitely all are working. And the value, that means what we are saying, this is the old value, this is the new value, we all are agree? Because this got updated.
Yeah.
This is old value, this is new value. So old value will be there in the memory for some time. It will be edged out. Algorithm is like that only. So if it is there in the memory, it will be edged out. And if we will do this command, so from where that, because old value was there in the memory, memory is volatile, it's gone. How Oracle will come to know which was the old value, so-called A? Are you getting my question? All.
Yes, sir.
It was there in memory, it vanished after some time. So from where Oracle will take it back to original called A? And likewise, thousands of transactions or the processes keep happening every second. So to maintain this kind of situation, okay, because if you will do rollback immediately, well and good. But what if I'm doing like that, 15, 20 minutes, even some guys are just maybe for 10, 15 minutes or maybe 10, 15 hours, they will keep this thing like this only. So Oracle is giving guarantee until unless you not give commit or rollback, your transaction will not be finished. But how to maintain these same records two state? One is uncommitted, one is committed, or one is the permanent, one is the temporary. So to maintain this, Oracle used to keep this old value into one data file called undo data file. This one. Oracle will keep that value, that means A, into this undo. So this particular old value will be there in the undo. And if you will do rollback, the undos, that block will be just to take copy of this and put it into memory. So this particular mechanism, like the moment same value in two different sessions are getting different output. One is A, one is triple A, same table, same row. So ultimately, for time being, to maintain the RDBMS course rule, all the RDBMSs are having these mechanisms. And in Oracle, this mechanism, this process is known as read consistency. It's very important question for interview. Okay, I'm writing read consistency. The question is, what is read consistency? Okay, so answer will be Oracle to keep uncommitted data. Okay, or to keep old image while doing transaction. Oracle stores old value into one data file so that after timing, if the value will exit out from memory, still the value will be active in case the rollback will happen. Or same point of time, other session will do select statement. So though the actual value will be, it's already got changed, but not confirmed yet. So all the other session, all the other user supposed to get the old value only because it's not committed. From where it will get the old value? The old value is they are getting from the undo table space or undo data file or undo file, whichever this three statement you can make. Undo file. So far, undo data file is good for all of our understanding. Time to time, I'm using undo table space. So undo table space, we will come to know both. For now, both are exact same. I'm repeating. The table space and data file, these two keyword I'm using. For now, whatever knowledge we have, both are same. But after maybe few sessions, there is slight difference is there. Okay, so we'll come to know what is the difference. Okay, so the old image or old data will be displayed to other session, other user. So this is one mechanism known as read consistency in Oracle. Okay, so 30 seconds I'm giving, just try to understand what I said or how you are going to reply. Suppose you are sitting in front of interviewer and this question is being asked. Are you going to reply? Definitely you will able to reply. So are you able to visualize what I'm trying to say. If you're good, well and good, we will continue. Otherwise, I'll just make sure this thing will be clear for you. Because if this thing clear right now, whole life we are going to be in very comfortable area. If it's not clear now, it is going to be a problem forever. You have to make this thing clear. I know it's very deep, but yes, we have to clear this thing.
Yes, sir. Fine.
Okay, Pallab clear, Sangmitra. If not clear, I don't have any problem repeating it. Okay, for everybody. I know this is deep. I know these things are very. So if not clear, I will repeat again. Don't worry. Don't think that what I'll think. And this is for everyone. I'm saying because everything is right now in front of you. I can just take more 2 minutes and you will be able to understand. If you are not, you all are not.
So as you've mentioned, the old image gets transferred or get copied to the redo or the undo data file. Does that process happen simultaneously?
I didn't say redo file, right?
No, sorry, undo file. Undo
Yes.
file. So the process, does this happen simultaneously or after that particular value has been removed from the memory, or it happens before that?
Yeah, not parallelly. So what is the sequence? Sequence, I said, just a minute. Huh? Yeah, I hope my voice is clear to all of you.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, what I was see, I'm repeating once more time. Okay, the same process, same thing. Hope this thing will be much more clear now. The very first time, what happened? This statement got fired, right? Update table, set name equal to this, some condition. So the moment this thing will happen, so what I said, the tables data, which is being used. So being used means what? Ultimately, 1 and A. 1 and A will be already there in the memory. Memory means here we are referring to database buffer cache, correct?
Yes.
Now, the second step, the value, old value and new value. Old value means what? When the old value will happen, yeah, when it will happen, old value. The moment we'll hit enter, saying update, that statement, what update statement when we hit enter, correct?
Okay. Yes.
Now, the moment it hit enter, so we are going to have two value. One is A, this become old. So which field? It may be 10 field of a table, maybe one field of the table, right? So right now only one field or one column's values got updated, A to AAA, correct? So
Yes.
right now we are going to have both the value into the memory. That means A and AAA.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
both the value. So when the Sason, who updated the statement to AAA, he fires statement select star from EMP, he is going to get AAA value, right? What we
Yes.
see. And other persons, other means maybe 10, maybe 15, maybe 100 user will fire the statement select star from EMP. They will be getting one A only, right? Clear?
Yes. Yes.
Now, next thing, how long this value will be available in the memory, because a lot of activities are going on, right? So, and suppose same thing, same type of activity was done by hundreds of users. So what happened? All the memory is already full, no more left room is available. Now, what will happen if 101 person will do the same thing? Because somebody is to be get out from here, correct? Who will get out? And if it is get out, then what will happen? A is gone forever. In case the user try to do rollback, that means he needs old value. That's A. From where it will get? From where Oracle will get it? So that's why what will happen, the moment whatever algorithm we are having from Oracle, it is the time it will just edged out a value. So before edging that value from the memory component called database buffer cache, it will write physically permanently where? Into one physical file known as undo.
Okay.
Now, if somebody else will try to just get it, or if the user wants to do rollback, what will happen? That value which is there, that is getting copied back to the memory. And from memory, definitely permanent value will be stored where? Into data file where actual table exists. So that old value will be there into undo for how long? What is the age, or what is the duration? Duration is when the person will give commit. Yeah. So when the person will do commit, responsibility for the Oracle to keep the value into undo is gone.
Okay. Yes.
So this process, this mechanism, what we are saying is read consistency. Okay. So
one doubt is there.
yeah.
Okay, if you commit over there, I mean after the until we got the value from the last value. If we put commit after that, then undo in the undo file, what is written, will that be deleted?
Undo, if it is committed, okay. So one mechanism is there, okay. So on the basis of that, the undo value, that means A, in our case, A in undo will be kept for some time. Okay. So why it will keep for some time, that we will discuss later on. Okay. So the question was for everybody, what someone was asking that, sir, the moment we will give commit, then and there the value from undo will be removed. Yes or no? So then and there it will not be removed. It will be there. Okay. And why it will be there for some time? I said it will be there in undo for some time. So, sir, sometime, why sometime? And what is that sometime? And that sometime is on what basis? Okay. So we will discuss this thing in detail. But if this thing, what we have discussed so far is clear, this is going to take only 1 minute. But I don't want to put that 1 minute data right now, because we need to just go through at least the basic understanding for all the component one by one. Okay.
Okay.
So Sagar, Sanjeev, Subhadeep, if you guys have still doubt, I don't have any problem, okay, to repeat it 1, 2, 3, 4 times, because I know this is confusing. And I personally suffer a lot, okay. And means in my lifetime, whatever number of interview, maybe 500 plus or even more interview I took, hardly I got answer for this is 1 or 2%. 1% I remember, one lady, she was working for Cognizant. Okay. So that is the lifetime, whichever question I have asked, she was not having good experience also. Maybe at that time she had around six years of experience. Whatever question I asked, she replied just everything and perfectly. So that lady only I remember answered all the question, including this questions answered to me. None of other person I remember, just they gave clear picture or clear this thing. And I know, Vince, if you'll go through the book now, you'll able to understand, but without having this discussion, it's very tough to understand the thing what is written into our document. Okay, so what is the takeaway for last half an hour discussion? Only two things. Okay, dirty buffer kya hai? What is dirty buffer? And what is read consistency? So hope we will able to answer this two question in at least clear way.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Now, so, and we came to know what is the use of database writer and when it will write. Okay. So when this particular database buffer cache reaches that threshold, so no more room left. So whichever dirty buffer or dirty data will be written by database writer into data file. Okay, so into data file, whenever I'm referring, definitely it is referring to user data, because that employee table or whichever table we are discussing right now, it's related to user data only. Okay, now next important component we are going to discuss is known as redo log buffer, and we will discuss about what exactly redo log buffer uses, because right now whatever value like we discuss here, 1a, 2b, 3c, 4d, everything is there into database buffer cache. So what is the purpose of redo log and why part is very important? Okay, whichever area we will go, maybe our professional, our future, our study, why redo log buffer? Okay, so without having the overview, the answer is, we will realize this why I'm saying. Okay, answer is redo. The interview question is, what is the actual use of redo log buffer or redo log file, both? Okay, because here database buffer cache, data file. Okay, so permanent is data file, temporary in memory areas, database buffer cache. That is very much clear with this thing, and that is been written by database writer. So that is, we are very much clear now, and we are very much clear what is the use of data file. We are very much clear now what is the use of database buffer. Now, the use of redo log buffer cache is for database recovery. Okay, recovery. So DB recovery. Again, we failed to answer this question. We used to think what question and what silly question interviewers are asking. The use of redo log buffer, and the redo log buffer means what? It's a memory, right? And all the content, whatever is there, time to time, it will be written into that redo log file, this one, or same thing, what we have written, this area, by a process known as LG, means log, WR means writer. But main question is still question, and that what is the purpose? So purpose is clear, why part is clear. It will do the recovery, database recovery. Then how, and if you will have the capacity to look inside redo log buffer, what you will able to get, what you are going to get. Just like if you will able to see the content of database buffer cache, what you will be getting, 1a, 2b, 3c, 4d, something like that. for millions of or maybe billions of records. Like that only means I have written 1A, 2B, that's why I'm saying this one. Otherwise, it is something else. Okay. Now, if you will open this redo log buffer or redo log data, you will be getting old new very important. Okay, SQL statement. If you open that redo log buffer, so I have written, suppose update emp set this equal to this, and where id equal to or eid equal to this. So you will be getting that statement inside redo log buffer, the same statement. And to do the reverse one, reverse means what? It was there earlier, what? A. So if you want to, due to whatever situation, A, you made it triple A. Again, if you want to make it A, what statement you will write? Update table set name equal to A, where ID equal to 1, right? That is the statement you are going to write.
Yeah.
So here, whatever value we had in database buffer cache means A to triple A. So to make it A and to make it triple A, whatever SQL statement, that means two statement we are getting here. Okay. So that two SQL statement will be there in this scenario. Okay. Whatever we have done. Suppose you are doing create table name ID equal to that thing. So for create, nothing is old, right? It's a new thing. So that create statement is also there, like create table name, whatever 10, 15, 100 line statement you are going to write. So don't confuse what I said correctly, that redo log buffer is going to keep all the SQL statement for DDL means what? Create, alter, this. So for create, but for all the DMLs, to suppose you updated something, you want old value, whatever the update statement, that is going to be there. So in one line, question is what content you are going to have in a redo log buffer or redo log file SQL statement to make it whatever update, new update or old or the previous statement. So here name is saying redo log. Redo log means what? Suppose you have given triple A statement to update triple A. So you have written. So if you want to redo the old thing, how you are going to do? Okay, so you have to write update table name set name or name equal to A, where ID equal to 1. So that statement is going to be there. And as I told you, why? Because it will help us to do recovery. How it will do recovery, that we will come to that later part when we will do a backup and recovery. And that time it will be crystal clear how this thing will be there. Just like if I'll ask, okay, go back to that room, suppose next conference room we have. So go to that conference room and then immediately I'll take no, please come back. So what will do? You'll reverse count, right? You'll just turn it back and just do. So the same thing, to do whatever activity we have done, if you want to undone that part, okay, this thing is very important, very, very important. Okay, so again, this is not we are going to we are just going to fire one single command, but what is happening inside, that we are trying to feel, and that we will be feeling more. Okay, so take away for last 5-10 minute discussion. What is database buffer cache? Database buffer cache is a memory component where it is going to have the old and new image value. So to do the activity, the old one, whatever statement we supposed to write, that statement, and whatever we have written, that statement. Okay, so if we will conclude it for database buffer cache and redo log buffer, how it will be there. So suppose, again, my pen is hanged, just a minute here. So I'm writing here, and I'll show you. Suppose I'm writing this one, insert into new value I'm writing. Okay, insert into emp, then values I gave 1 comma xyg within single quotation. Okay, so what action will be there into database buffer cache, and what action will be there in the redo log buffer? So in database buffer cache, what statement will go, what value will go? 1 comma, not comma, whatever, xyg. That thing will be available here into database buffer cache. And statement, what statement? Same statement, insert into table values will be kept here. If you'll open, then and there, insert into table values, that will be there inside this. And what I said, old and new. To undo this, what statement we have to write? Anybody?
Delete.
What should I be? Yes. So delete something where whatever condition is there, that will be there. So simple statement. Always remember, don't confuse. In nowhere in the document you will able to see saying statement. It will say redo will keep old image and new image, or old value or new value. This statement is there, but ultimately this thing is happening if you're able to see from your naked eye. So you can ask questions, sir, did you ever seen it? Yes, there's a utility. Whatever is there into redo log file, if you want to read it, you can able to read it also, and that is known as log miner utility. Okay. So it is going to take maybe only 15-20 minutes to show you, but this is not right time to discuss. Okay, on what basis I'm saying, I can just show you what is there. If you want to read, sir, is there any way, can you please show us? So yes, utility is there, and it's already posted in our blog. Okay, so later on, whenever we will do the live project thing, so that we can just practice that also. Okay, again, we are just trying to understand the one component, the basic idea. Okay, so database buffer cache is clear, redo log buffer is clear. Now,
Sir, one thing. In the redo log, when it is, when the statement is getting written by the operator after commit.
No. Then and there, the moment you will put it, then and there it will be there. Nothing to do with commit and rollback here. Everything is there in this. The moment you will fire, same point of time, that will be there into redo log buffer. Then and there, within fraction of a second. Okay. Nothing, no relation with commit and rollback here. Good morning. Okay, Pallav, clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, in this, when redo log buffer, when redo log buffer, data will transfer into redo log file, because one thing I said, na, redo log file is there. So the thing is happening so fast because insert update, same point of time, maybe hundreds of users are doing. So the statement, few conditions are there. The one condition is there when suppose database is up and running every 3 seconds. So every 3 seconds, whatever is written into whatever SQL statement is there into this, okay, it will be written permanently into redo log file. Okay. And who will write? Already we have discussed, log writer will write. So every 3 seconds is one condition. Another condition is when 1 MB full, whatever the size is there. So 1 MB full, automatically log writer will write into this thing. So, sir, what exactly this 3 second and 1 MB? What if 1 MB means 3 second, and what is the relation between this 3 second and 1 MB? It might happen in 1 second only 1 MB full. So whichever comes first, log writer will write into file. It might happen in 2 seconds that the thing is already 1 MB. So whichever, suppose now there is no pick activity, nothing as such is going on, only one statement. So definitely it will go. So this is 3 seconds, come what may, it will write if something is there into this. Okay, so this 2 condition, other than few conditions is there, but at least for interview, tell me the situation when redo log writer will write from buffer, redo log buffer to redo log file every 3 seconds when 1 MB full. Clear, everyone?
So every 3 seconds, it will take 1 MB data from redo buffer to redo log.
No. See, suppose this is a redo log buffer. Okay. So it might happen. Time right now is suppose 9:25:00 second, right? So what happened? Immediately some bulk transaction happen. The moment clock is coming 9:25:01, already 1 MB is full.
Okay.
So it will write. But it might happen that 25:00:01:02:03, it is written only 0.1 MB or 0.001 MB, whatever, very less, that it will write.
Okay.
Okay. So
One of the okay.
Yeah. Clear. So what I mean to say, almost every time it is writing from here to here. Okay, but in case of database buffer cache, always this database writer is not writing. When all the buffer is full, means all the buffer is dirty. Dirty means what? It's not saved. The state is not saved permanently. So the frequency of writing redo log buffer to file is very, very fast, even less than 3 seconds also, what I mentioned. Okay, but this will depend. Suppose the whole day no transaction happened, suppose, so nothing is there, so it might happen database writer will not write at all because no update is there, right? So what it will do? Okay, so that is the reason, one of the main reason database writer is known as lazy writer. Lazy. Okay, lazy means whatever meaning we know, lazy, I'll see. because it's not having that. It's depend on the user transaction. But here, come what may, every 3 seconds it will update. If nothing is there, still it will update that I have just like in file, whether you're writing or not, auto safety is working, or maybe time to time we used to have habit save. Whether nothing is there, still save. So that thing is happening into log writer every 3 seconds. Okay, so read log buffer is clear to all of us. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. Now, another component for memory is known as large pool, and one is Java pool, right? If you remember day one, we have just gone through different all the naming conventions. So Java pool, Java pool is basically whenever Oracle is being used for Java application. So Java related different code and something is there. So then only this Java will be used. So this is known as optional component. It's not that always you are going to have. Okay, if Java application you are running on Oracle, then only it is being useful. Otherwise, you can just ignore it. Okay, so optional component. Optional. And one is large pool. Okay, so large pool is mainly whenever any backup related activity happens. I'm repeating, backup related activity, whenever it is happening, on that time this large pool are being used. Okay, and one more situation is there when our database is in shared server mode. Okay, shared server, we don't know right now what is shared server, but just for point though we are discussing this, when our database configured as a shared server, on that time large pool is being used. Again, I'm repeating, shared server we will discuss. We don't know right now what is shared server. So two keyword is there here, shared server and dedicated server. Okay, so that we will discuss. But the large pool use is when server is configured shared, it is being used. Whenever we are taking backup, then this large pool is being used. Okay, so hope nothing is there much in this two component.
Sir,
Okay.
sir, one thing is there.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you talking about the parallel processing, which is you called as shared server?
Parallel processing, I don't know anything about this. We didn't discuss a single statement or word related to parallel. Okay, so nothing to do with parallel here. What I said, whenever we will take a backup, okay, so while doing backup, it needs some memory area, and that is this large pool, that area will be used while doing that activity, that backup activity. Okay, because parallel and all those things were just to speed up the process, nothing more than that. Okay, here we are discussing the component use, large pool use. So use, I said backup. Whenever we'll take backup, this is being used. Okay. Now, so process wise, so far we have gone through three process. One is the server process, that is one process. One is database writer, one is log writer. So that thing is clear. Apart from that, one component, one process is there called CKPT.
Checkpoint.
Yeah. So that we will discuss a little bit. And whenever process we are discussing, definitely some activity is doing, just like database writer is doing some activity, log writer is doing some activity. Now, same way, what activity check pointer will do in our database? Okay, so check pointer is just like, suppose there is a big go down, and earlier we used to have that Munimji concept. One guy used to sit and just make a note how many number of maybe means a packet, or maybe that bags, maybe whichever, depending on what kind of, what type of factory is go down we are talking about, it is going to maintain stock, right? Kitna aya, kitna gaya, something like that. So he used to maintain that in a note, not notebook, register. And by just looking into a register, his boss or whoever is the owner will able to just say that, okay, what is there inside, what is got out outside, and that status. Okay, so in the database, what is the status, where it is getting maintained? Just like we were discussing that this data went to undo, this is whenever it will do rollback, so something will come from here. We discuss something that if redo log will go maybe 1 MB, then it will write, then it will every 3 seconds it will write. It is getting done, but who is keeping track whether it has been written there or not? It has been, we discussed something called when dirty buffer is full, that means it reaches threshold. So database will, writer will write into data file. Who will be keeping all these activity track and where it is writing? I'm repeating the question. Okay, who will be monitoring at least these two components status, like database buffer cache and read-log buffer cache? Whether it has been written into read-log file, it has been written into database files. Who will keep a track? Okay, so the process known as check pointer will keep a track of it, but where it will keep track, where it will write, so far you are good, so far just keep going on. So where it will write, which file it will write? Okay, so one of the file what we have discussed, okay, is known as control file. Okay, so control file is the file, just like that storekeeper or Munimji or whichever name I gave, right? That registered he used to maintain, right? What is gone out in inventory he used to maintain, right? Same thing here. Control file is the file, it is going to keep track of our database status. Okay, what is going on, how much it's gone, this, that, everything is getting maintained by this file. And who is doing this? It is, the place is this control file. Who is writing this? Okay, so the process known as check pointer used to write this particular thing. Okay, so now here the size of control file is not big, because here one data file, because see, bulk data, that means tables data and all these things are available in the user data only. So these file size are in terabyte. Control file is hardly, maybe maximum GB, because here it is writing only, suppose 4-5 things are there and it is keep updating. Okay, you have done till that, it has earlier the time was suppose 925. Now it got updated with 10. So it is not, size is not getting increasing, right? Only the status. It is keep updating it. What is there? How long it will you have written? Okay, these files. So that's it. It's not so. The size of the control file is very less, maybe less than a GB. Very less means, sir, how much and all those. So just to give you heads up, to start with, for us it is going to be a few MB only. Okay, 10, 12 MB. You can check it later on. Okay, even not more that. It will go increase in the production. It is going to be increase much, but what extra we are going to have, that I'll tell you later. But this is in MB control file. But in data files are in terabyte, petabyte. One table is in terabyte in Oracle. Forget about entire thing. Okay, sir, what will be the size of read log? That is also maybe standard is 1 GB, 2 GB, not more than that. Okay, sir, then you said it's being used for recovery. Then the database size is in terabyte, you said, and the file which is being used for recovery is only GB. You are saying 1 GB or 2 GB. How it comes? So again, this thing will be much more clearer time to come when we will discuss backup and recovery. That thing will be clear. So my aim, why I'm just putting these questions, so it will stick to your mind. Okay, yes, that is a genuine question. Sir says this, and now he's saying, so questions should be ready with you all. Okay, so three things I said. First thing, data file size are going to be humongous. Okay, actual storage is this only. Actual, these are assistant. Okay, helping database or this thing to maintain properly, that read log and control. And how it is helping, how this read log file is going to help to maintain that. As I told you, that read log is for basically recovery. How it is going to do recovery. One of the very, very, very important topic for interview only is something called instance recovery. Okay, instance recovery, very important question for interview. So that we'll discuss time to come. Okay, so this is about that the control file, what and archive, not archive, that checkpoint process, CKPT process. Okay, so in one line, control file is going to maintain the status of the database, like this thing, read log, that database buffer, what is happening, what is the state, same thing, read log buffer, how much, how long it has been written, and all those kind. And apart from that few points, that we'll discuss time to time. But interview questions answer, what is control file, what is the use, or checkpointer, what is the use of checkpoint process? It will update the status of the database into control file. So far, that's it, nothing more than that. If you are getting cross question, this much, yes, this much, sir, I know, nothing more than, because sometimes to get confused, we used to ask some question, okay, that much, so people used to get afraid. So yes, that much I know. Okay, so that is there process wise. Okay, so two processes there, S1, P1. I'm not going to tell you right now to avoid confusion. Then we have gone through three processes, and archiver processes there. Okay, that also I'm not going to tell you right now. So yeah, this data file is left. Let me conclude. It will not take time. Maybe 2-3 minutes is enough. Temp data file. So temp data file is basically being used when we are doing bulk something, select star from, okay, table name. We are doing order by. Suppose you are giving name, order by name. So what we are assuming, this EMP table is going to have millions of rows. So order by means what? It will do sorting. And to do sorting, it requires memory. Definitely, it is not going to happen in this. Where in which part of memory sorting is being done, in the bulk sorting or big sorting. So sorting is being done in this temporary table space. Other than that, few parts is there, but main is temp table space is being used for sorting operation, which is being used in SQL. Okay, so we are clear with system table space, system data file. We are clear with sysocs. We are clear with user data file. We are clear with undo data file. We are clear with temp data file. And that is all about data file, nothing more than that. But definitely we will see how to create this. Many things are there, but concept-wise, this is it. Nothing more than that. Now we'll discuss again a type of user and whichever, but the basic understanding these things, at least one line we should able to answer it. And last question for today's session is, if somebody will ask us, what is the use of system data file? What will be the answer? That we have discussed on day 2 of this.
System data file will store the metadata and which will be read from data dictionary, and it will check at the time of semantic check whether the privilege is available and also if the object is available which the user is trying to access.
ऐसा बोले तो इंटरव्यूअर भाग जाएगा. Very good. Yes, that is the confidence we should have. So we are all clear with this, right? This answer, but got it right now from somewhere?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So see, this energy we should have. So that's it, guys, from my side for today. And anything right now you want to know from me, you can ask. Otherwise, I'm done.
Some doubt regarding the last class which I wanted to ask, but I was on the way, so you repeatedly asked that who was the doubt, but I couldn't say that. So that's why I was asking now.
Yeah, you can ask. Good, go ahead.
Like I had a doubt in the SQL ID and the hash value generation. So what is the purpose of that hash value and the SQL ID? How it comes to action when we're doing this processing?
See, SQL ID means it's a unique identifier for all the SQL statement we are using. Okay. So SQL ID is clear. Each and every statement is going to have their unique identification that Oracle uses. So that is all about that SQL ID.
So now, one SQL ID will be generated for, like, I have one statement in my query and I have 1,000, and in other parts I have 1,000 lines of code in my query. So will the SQL code will be one only?
What you are saying that SQL ID is one SQL is there, you are having multiple line, right?
Yeah.
So it may be 1,000 line, it may be 50,000 line, it may be one line. Okay. So SQL ID will be one for that one SQL statement. What we are just thinking, one SQL statement may be of 100 lines. Okay. One SQL statement may be of 100 lines statement or maybe a one line statement. Select star from EMP. Okay, this is one line statement, SQL statement. Okay, so each and every SQL statement is going to have their own identifier given by Oracle to identify those rows or those SQL rows or those SQL statement whenever we are creating any table. So for table also there is a one ID they generate, Oracle generates. Though name is there, apart from name, Oracle generates one unique identifier. Even one records when we are inserting, for each and every record itself, Oracle is just keep track. Oracle is generating one ID that we used to say that row ID. Okay, so same way, each and every statement is having one ID known as SQL ID. Okay.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Now, coming back to you ask hash code or hash value, what we discussed, right?
Yes.
As for each and every So Oracle generates how those SQL statement will execute. To do execute those SQL statement, Oracle generates, okay, that execution plan. Okay, so that is now for coming back to our the question. What the next question? What you are asking is has code, right? Has code only you. I think that is the question, right? Someone?
Sir, yes, it has value. I was asking.
Yeah. So yeah. So has value, Oracle will generate so that in the next time any user is going to have same particular type of SQL statement, okay, maybe value will be different. That means suppose select star from EMP where ID equal to 10. Somebody might give where ID equal to 20. Somebody will give 30. So statement ID is same, but the value we are keep changing. The value will change little less or more. Okay. So in that case, for that statement, ID is going to be 1 only, but the value got changed. So one SQLs, we are going to have many has value has code. Even if we are writing select star from EMP in a capital letter, okay, and if we are writing select star from EMP, okay, with means lowercase, for that also has value has code will be different, but ID will be same. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
So Oracle will identifies whether that particular SQL statement is to be parsed or reparsed again depending on that has value, not ID, not SQL ID. Okay, so SQL that SQL hash code is going to be very precise. That means any little space here and there, capital letter, small letter, it got changed, but ID will be same.
Basically, it depends upon the text that is written in the SQL. Right?
Yes, yes, yes. Okay.
Yeah. But one scenario is that when we are running the same SQL statement again, so at that case, what will happen? That means which are all the processes that will be skipped in this process?
Yeah, basically you are asking the parsing will happen or not. So if the exact same statement is there, so that the execution plan what we got, okay, so that on the basis of that has value only, that execution plan will be there into database, into our that shared pool. Okay, so one
has value that was generated earlier.
yes, so one has value. For each and every has value there is a unique execution plan. Okay, so if we are firing select star from EMP where ID equal to 1, so it will all the small cases we have given. Okay, so it is having one has value for that, and for that if you have already in past you have ran the same exact same statement, same, no change, small case, just identical. Okay, so it's already, though it ran it in the past, okay, the execution plan is just going to be same. So execution plan is getting attached or referred with has code has value. Has code has value, both thing I'm referring.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Hello. Yeah, sir.
Okay, I was one call was coming. That's what. Okay, so that's it, guys. I'm done for today. And if you have any question, you can just make a note, and next day we will discuss. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Bye. Thank you all.